What's going on, peeps? I was struggling to find rappers who could compete with Miles. This was until I stumbled across this ginger from Arkansas who might just be the most out-of-pocket rapper I've heard in recent memory, Ricky Bascom. Now, I wouldn't say he is as lethal as Lil Float, remember that guy? But this guy is standing on thin ice with each bar he throws out. He's got lyrics that are considered to be politically incorrect.
Use the wrong pronouns, you should go to hell, cause there's a 50% chance she's gonna kill herself. That's why I bought the Draco with titties and a dick, I call it Ethel Kane. I serve that dope in the projects, I treat my bitch like an object. How can my bitch stand up for her rights when I keep the bitch on her knees?
And sometimes racist.
Black and Chinese girl, we call that a bumblebee. I only say sophisticated slurs, baby, this designer racism. Walked up, I said Jesus was black. She said, what made you say that? I said, bitch, somebody had to make crack. I ain't heard of Rico, but he sounds like a Mexican. And I don't really trust Mexicans.
I first heard about Ricky when mostly everyone did, TikTok. My friend Brady sent me a few clips last year and I was just laughing my ass off. He will say a line that is objectively offensive, but I can't even lie, bro. He be spitting bars. His delivery is confident and serious. However, every line will make you think you're listening to Theo Von if he was a rapper. I'm genuinely impressed with how he can make the most offensive songs possible and make them sound hard. He's also a walking contradiction where he'll state on one song about how all gay people are going to hell, and then on another song he'll state how he's glad they legalized gay marriage. This man has the most conflicting political views ever. You can't even be mad at him, or at least I can't. His most popular song is named after American indie rock artist Eiffel Kane. Why? Because they low-key look the same. So I wanted to learn more about Ricky Bascom and how he got started. And just a heads up, wow, there's a lot to this story. So let's get started. Richard James Bascom II was born on November 18th, 2002 in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. He is 21 years old. The biggest surprise in his story is that he didn't start off as a rapper. He was originally in a children's rock band. Ricky started getting into music at the age of 4, singing and playing with his little sister. In 2007, the band Pinkle Tank was formed by their father, Richard Bascom Sr., that included Richard Jr. and his sister, Brittany. Their father is an injury attorney at the Bascom Law Firm that is a family-owned business, but Richard Sr. is also an experienced musician. He helped them learn how to play the guitar, keyboard, and sing. Ricky played under the name Tank, and his sister would be known as Pinkle. The siblings would both win awards at Midwestern pageants, with Tank winning the 2008 Little Mr. Springfest Award for his performance of One Little Step by the Bare Naked Ladies, that song from the Chicken Little soundtrack. They put out their first demo record, Get Tankled, in September 2009, featuring rockin' rapper and Hoopity Doopity Mama. Their father, being well connected in Missouri, granted the children several opportunities. On March 6, 2010, Pinkle Tank did their first show at the Warner Theater in Connecticut. The kids group was decently popular online in the early 2010s with thousands of loyal followers. In 2011, their father uploaded their live performances, songs, and other content to YouTube. The kids had their own private studio to record music. It's impressive to see someone so young playing these instruments with such confidence, like they were actually kind of good. Hard to believe that Ricky would be making completely different music a decade from now. The band continued to perform covers and original music throughout the Midwest before getting signed to an independent record label, Tate Music Group, in the spring of 2011. His family ended up moving them to Nashville, Tennessee. On December 6, 2011, their debut album, Get Tankled, was released to stores nationwide. In January of 2012, Tate Music Group released an advertisement for their CD that aired on Cartoon Network. I'm not even kidding, I feel like I've seen this before. A few months later, they put out their biggest hit to date, Cool to Be Cool, an anti-bullying anthem. It was viewed over 300,000 times on YouTube after being shared on RadarBug.com. They became a bit of an inside joke among music nerds, finding it impressive in comparison to how other children's music can sound. Even Deaf Grips were a fan. Their second album of the same name was released on August 2nd, 2012. The group continued to spread peace and positivity throughout the world with a cover of Imagine that they performed live on a Nashville radio station. You could have seen them on the Eric Andre New Year's Eve Spooktacular as well. They were teasing their next project, Imagining, with singles like Hot Dang that featured the daughter of country singer Gretchen Wilson. Yes, the one who made Redneck Woman. Unfortunately, the group ended up getting dropped by Tape Music Group, forcing them to go independent and putting a pause on future releases. But they were still working with big names like former Fleetwood Mac member Becca Bramlett and Dave Matthews, who assisted in engineering their songs. The kids were still attending school during this time, but they were starting to grow up and didn't want to be in the spotlight or known to be part of a kids band anymore, whose gimmick was these cheesy anti-bullying anthems, leading to their final release, Imagining, on January 29, 2006. With Pinkeltank now being defunct, their family moved back to their hometown in Poplar Bluff to live a normal life. Ricky was fine with this as he just wanted to be a normal kid that plays Madden all day. Similar to most child actors and performers after leaving behind this innocent family-friendly image, Ricky entered his rebellious phase. The boy was doing drugs, partying, and fighting in the streets. He also developed a burning hatred for fat people and trusts nobody that is overweight. Keep in mind that this was the same guy who was at one point preaching anti-bullying messages in his old band. A lot has changed. However, he went on to quit drugs in the 8th grade and hates people that do it, just like fat people. Eventually, he moved to Arkansas to attend high school. At this point, he started making rap music in the summer of 2017 as a producer under the name Ricky Bascom. He was producing for various underground, no-name artists in his area like Lud Tim, Dr. Buffalo, and Lil Tech, all associated with the local rap collective GME. He became their main producer, putting out 4 projects with them. He later signed to Thick Records to put out a since-deleted album, Famous, on December 18th, 2017. Moving into 2018, he wanted to try out rapping for himself. This led to 2 albums called The Weather, released on January 22nd, 2018, and Connected on February 26, 2018, which have since also been deleted from the internet. Not sure why. Thankfully, his earliest rapping material isn't lost forever. He has 2 songs, Country Boy 1 and 2, that show his early potential. A few months later, in July, he put out a song with Sad Frosty, who was just catching some buzz around that time in the underground scene. It was titled Roseanne, and quickly became his biggest hit as a rapper. This gave him the confidence to basically become a self-producing rapper. However, the beats he was using were certainly experimental and wonky sounding. His rapping was getting goofier with each track as well. We were seeing Ricky Bascom evolve before our eyes. Throughout 2019, he put out several singles like Rick with elements of hyperpop and glitch hop that was pure chaos. Some of these were posted on the Listen to This subreddit. They sound like he was on an acid trip producing it. The trolling continued as he accused Lil Nas X of ripping off his Country Boy song. This was during the Old Town Road era. He said all this while eating pretzels and speaking in the most deadpan delivery. After this, he took a break from making music to make shitpost videos with some certainly interesting titles. He talked about how he became an underage porn star, got put into special ed, and how school is modern slavery. Due to his silly appearance, he became a meme around his school. He then started asking girls to rate him 1 through 10. Finally, he returned to rapping in 2020 after the entire world locked down. His first album in 2 years, America, was put out on January 6, 2020. In the summer, he put out some highly edited music videos for If You Don't Got This Tesla Truck, You Can't Beef With Me, and Autistic Dick, both produced thousands of views. Okay, so his story continues to be extremely messy and unpredictable as he became inactive again, only to come back making piano covers? That's right, in 2021, he was putting out blues piano covers of hip-hop songs. Just to remind you, he's a decorated musician. Afterwards, he started hanging out with prank YouTuber Davio. Both of them attended the same school, Greene County Tech High School in Arkansas. Ricky would ask for a shout-out anytime he could. Suddenly, he invented his own genre, Ricky Blues, that is pretty much hip-hop fused with out-of-place piano melodies. This led to the song Fat Phobia, which blew up to over 10,000 views.
I ain't fuck with no fat bitch, chocolate cake bitch.
All my motherfucking get the baggage. I don't wanna know what this thing.
This goofy, playful style of music was actually getting him somewhere. Ricky would take his piano skills to the next level during the summer, performing on Beale Street downtown in Memphis. He was providing the area entertainment on late nights, allowing locals to turn up to bangers while he played the piano along with them. He even got on the local news! You can even hire him to be a jazz pianist for your band or for events. After the summer ended, he linked up with several rappers including Lil B and Davio to create the album Art Trap. The self-produced album was released on October 13th, 2021, full of random samples and loaded with features that can't be described any better than being art. The record ended up entering the Blues album chart on Apple Music. Chasin' Cheddar was the biggest song from the album, being viewed over 30,000 times. Since then, Ricky has been living city to city in the Midwestern region. After the genre of Ricky Blues took over the world, he decided to invent another genre in 2022, Ricky Gospel. He put out the songs Amazing Grace and Jesus Christ Has the Best. Okay, I'm not finishing that. For the next few months, Ricky was busy in the studio cooking up his next album, Right to Be Retarded. He had a lot of momentum following 2021. To promote his upcoming record, he performed a set at OTEP Con in Las Vegas, busting out a piano solo every so often. Once again, Ricky is actually a talented musician, but he'd rather entertain the masses with satirical music. He's only using 2% of his power, y'all. Finally, on September 9th, 2022, we got The Right to Be Retarded. I scored a 20 out of 30 on an autism test, so I feel sane. Anyway, the record had 4 major hits for Ricky on it: R. Kelly T-shirt, Right to Be Retarded, High Value Man, and Confidence. It might not be Ricky Blues, but it's certainly comedy rap that goes way too hard than it should. Especially his biggest hit on YouTube, High Value Man, that has a sample of Dweezil Zappa's Let's Talk About It. It's also got a high quality music video, out-of-pocket lyrics, and a solid beat switch. The song blew up from Facebook, surpassing 100,000 views. People quickly realized how much of a genius Ricky truly is. And for his next trick, let's go to 2023. Ricky might have caught on to what fellow meme rapper Miles was doing on TikTok. Following the release of his 4th album, Mom's Basement, the TikTok account Tank Gang Affiliate was created. Since then, the account has posted snippets of Ricky Bascom songs with subtitles that feature his most outlandish bars. These clips were posted multiple times a week to get into the algorithm. This worked, and soon they racked up thousands of views. To spread it even more, there were more accounts like Ricky.Bascom and Ricky Bascom 300 and Bicky Rascom doing the exact same thing. Through this strategy, he was now up there with Miles when it came to dominating the comedy rap section on the app. I've seen clips with millions of views even this year. Since he blew up on TikTok, he claims that he has been getting messages from Trippie Redd, Ayo&Tio, and Zanman. After he shot the video for Make the World a Worse Place, he got a DM from Trippie's manager asking for beats. Bascom stayed up all night putting together a beat pack that Trippie didn't even end up using. That's the industry, people. Anyway, on April 12, 2023, Emily Chapa posted a TikTok that featured Ricky's song Some Lyrics. The song ended up becoming a decently popular TikTok trend. On July 31st, he put out quite possibly his craziest track to date, Eiffel Cane. It's a piano-driven rap song that really allows you to take in the clever bars he's spitting. As expected, fans of Eiffel Cane were mixed on the track. Some criticized Ricky for using her for clout and making offensive jokes. Here's the funny thing that you wouldn't ever expect. Ricky's actually a big fan of the artist and called Preacher's Daughter the best album of all time. Either way, it got 60,000 on Spotify and 50,000 on YouTube. On October 6, 2023, Ricky brought his story full circle with his 5th album, Tank, which even has hints of rock with those guitar solos. It had hits like The Gym Isn't Working Anymore, Richest Man in Arkansas, and I Like Gangbanging, I Don't Like Sex. You see, his whole gimmick nowadays is being a walking contradiction. He talks about being a Christian while wearing a Freemason hat. He then talks about how gay people will go to hell and then will hop on a track talking about how he's happy they legalized it.
He might see me with glitter on my face and shit, but I gotta diss the fuck out of a gay person on the song just so he know, like, not to send me to hell. I'm glad they legalized gay marriage. I like it a lot, cause me and Benjamin Franklin, we just tied the knot.
People might not exactly agree with what he is saying, but they can't deny the punchline is clever. This will force them to comment something like, "Unfortunately, that was a bar." The world may never know what Ricky's true beliefs are, but they certainly know that he's got bars. In the next 5 years, he wants to make better albums than Kanye West, Taylor Swift, and Lana Del Rey, who he sees as his only competition, rightfully so. He might not seem like one, but Ricky is a genius. He has drawn so much attention to himself throughout his entire life, basically, and accomplished more than anyone even realizes. He went from being in a children's rock band aired by Cartoon Network to a local producer in Arkansas, to a glitch hop artist, to a downtown piano playing attraction, to one of the funniest meme rappers in the scene. His history was more complicated than I ever thought it'd be. Who knows what this dude is gonna do next? The first straight rapper hasn't dropped a song since October. If he continues to blow up like he has lately, maybe he'll become a serious artist we'll unironically enjoy. Only the future can tell, but if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more bass content. Let's get Ricky Bascom to see this, as I feel like he deserves a video documenting his timeline like this. Let me know if I missed something, it's entirely possible. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to love all, and peace.